Bang, boom, pow,
Can we
dude.
also turn the air conditioning off? I'm a little chilly.
Sure, I guess, yeah. I might start getting warm.
72 would be good.
Let's go 71.
72.
72 is a little
72
extreme.
is my perfect.
Oh, it's on 71? Oh, 72 then. Yeah, okay, yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah, 72.
72 is my gaming temperature.
71's a great temperature. I think you're just,
Bro,
maybe a little.
is my gaming temperature.
You have a gaming temperature?
Yeah, and then my sleeping is 67.
6'7".
I guess. I just still don't know what that means. I sometimes I see comments that are like, Kyle said 6'7", and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
You really embody like a 70-year-old drunk uncle. Just like you're somehow encapsulated in like a young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the political
I don't know what
beliefs,
6'7"
the
means.
Mustang,
I don't get that
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to Crackheads, episode 11. We're really making some progress, Kyle, don't you think?
Yeah.
We're getting pretty far in at this point, double digits. We're in the rafters now with the double digits. Episode 10 was a little, we're dipping our toes in the water now. Dude, episode 11, making serious progress. It's a beautiful time to watch Crackheads. So thank you all for supporting the show. Thank you all for dropping your likes, dropping your comments, dropping your subs, and supporting in general. And listen, if you're watching on YouTube right now, please hit the subscribe button. I damn near beg of you. I had to hold myself back there. I almost said I beg of you. But we want to hit 100K. Listen, Kyle, you don't have a plaque yet.
No plaque.
We got to get you a YouTube plaque.
Bro, that would be so cool. Yeah.
Just hanging it up. Where would you put it? Like in the crib?
Well, the living room's kind of tied up right now, so maybe I would probably take down my Banksies.
Okay,
and then
they're reprints, right? You're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay.
Well, you can't really buy a Banksy. He only does graffiti.
I don't follow art, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
He just does like street art. Nobody
you have a couple
owns
prints
a real
like hanging
Banksy.
up.
Yeah,
and you would take them down for the 100K plaque.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, guys, drop a sub, drop a like, and do your due diligence and support the show. I don't even think that's a proper application of that term. But
a play.
How have you been since last week, Kyle? What's been up with you?
I've just been chilling. I've just been gaming.
Been hanging out, vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You done anything exciting? Gone out in the past week or anything?
No.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Just want to get a little update in. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the same way. I mean, that's pretty much the same for me. I got like a cool dinner. I went out to dinner.
You got a new computer.
I did. Well, that's not exciting.
Hype.
No, that's not thrilling. No. My computer, I didn't even have that thing for 2 years. It was supposed to have many more years on it, and the motherboard the bed. And listen,
I remember you were advising that I bought a computer from the same website. Yeah.
Maybe I was trolling.
Yeah, a little bit.
Listen, there's two parts that I'm too lazy to replace in a computer. Motherboard and the power supply. Because those damn near require you to build the whole thing again. Mm-hmm. And my motherboard died on me. So I said, F this shit. Yeah. I'm buying a new computer. And no, I'm not happy about that, Kyle. No, I'm not happy about that.
But you got a new PC? That's kind of fun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
it's expensive,
if my grandma bought it for me, bro,
right,
I logged into my bank account and choked.
Don't log into your bank account for a little while.
Brother.
Yeah, I feel you.
The Russian ruble has gained nearly 40% on the U.S. dollar in the past year, and you're telling me not to log into my bank account. The U.S. dollar will be worth nothing in 12 months' time. I'm logging in and clearing that bitch out like I'm robbing a bank, okay? Sorry, I got a little worked up.
Yeah.
I got a little worked up. But, listen, guys, Crackheads episode 11, and we got some conspiracies to talk about first and foremost today, don't we?
Yeah, you want to put your tinfoil hat on?
Do you want me to go? Am I going first, or are you going first?
I think you should go first, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about your conspiracy.
Welcome to fucking Dale Gribble's house, dude. Welcome to Crackheads Conspiracies, everybody. Listen, I have one. Listen, I'm just going to be totally honest. The conspiracies I've presented on this show up until this point are minor league ass shit up until what I'm about to tell you about right now. Okay? What I'm about to tell you about has extremely serious implications and could potentially shake the whole foundation of not just this country, not this podcast studio, but the world. And I put those in order of importance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me about it.
You probably know all about Bitcoin, Maybe you don't know everything about it, but you know what Bitcoin is. You've heard of it.
I'm familiar with Bitcoin.
You know, Bitcoin nowadays, I think pretty much everyone, even my grandmother, has seen Bitcoin on the news, bare minimum.
Yeah.
Now, Bitcoin, for those of you guys who aren't informed, the creator of Bitcoin is supposedly this mysterious, anonymous individual named Satoshi Nakamoto.
Mm-hmm.
That's his nickname. That's not his government name. Nobody knows who this dude really is. I'm here today to tell you and everyone watching this show that Satoshi Nakamoto, the supposed creator of Bitcoin, is not a real person, because Bitcoin was the first ever cryptocurrency created by the National Security Agency, which is a branch of the United States government.
Okay.
Satoshi Nakamoto is not a real person. He is the feds.
All
now,
right.
Before we go any further, I want to say two things here. First and foremost, I say this. I don't think I'll ever believe a conspiracy that I present on this show as much as I do this one.
Really?
Like, I wholeheartedly believe this is the truth.
Okay.
I mean that. Like, I'm not just saying this for content. This is true. A lot of people, I started using Bitcoin when I was very young, okay? In like 2014, I used to sell skins on a game called Team Fortress 2. Earbuds and Bill's hats were two of the skins that were most valuable in the game at the time, and I sold those in exchange for Bitcoin, right? I'm very well-versed in crypto. I've been experienced with crypto for a long time. I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin is it's feds. It's literally a federal entity. So let's read the supposed bio of the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Satoshi Nakamoto is the name used by the presumed pseudonymous person or persons who developed Bitcoin, authored the Bitcoin white paper, and created and deployed Bitcoin's original reference implementation. As part of the implementation, Nakamoto also devised the first blockchain database. Nakamoto was active in the development of Bitcoin until December in 2010. Nakamoto's true identity is unknown, although various people have been posed as the person or group of people behind his name. His name is Japanese, and his persona suggests a man living in Japan. However, many speculate that he is a software and cryptography expert from the United States or Europe. Assuming he is an individual person, Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin holdings make him one of the world's wealthiest people. His Bitcoin wallet, which has been untouched since 2010, not a single transaction, either inwards or outwards, since 2010, holds an estimated 1.1 million Bitcoins. For those who aren't well versed in how many Bitcoins that is, the total supply of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million coins. So it's not 21 million exactly.
He owns a good percentage of the total.
He owns approximately 5% of the entire global supply of Bitcoin.
Wow.
And because of the nature, to simplify, I don't even understand it. It's very complex, but because of the nature of technology and the blockchain and how Bitcoin was developed, those 21 million are the only coins that will ever exist, right?
Right.
This man has a Bitcoin wallet that contains $135 billion worth of Bitcoin, and he has not sold or touched or even moved a single cent of it since 2010. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but why does that indicate that it's the government, right? Well, let me explain. Bitcoin was released in approximately 2008, right? 2008, 2009, around that time frame. Honestly, the year doesn't really matter, because what I'm about to tell you happened a decade prior. Mm-hmm. In 1996, the NSA, National Security Agency, a branch of our United States government, published a report titled How to Make a Mint, the Cryptography of Anonymous Electronic Cash. And this report was authored by 3 NSA employees, and only these 3 employees. Lori Law, an NSA cryptographer, Susan Sabat, an NSA policy analyst, and Jerry Salinas, who is an NSA mathematician who is known for his elliptic curve cryptography. These are terms that are way above my pay grade, and I'd assume yours too. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about with that. But what's important about that is the contents of this document that was published in 1996, approximately a little over a decade prior to when Bitcoin became the first ever cryptocurrency. This document was over 30 pages long, and it was published just in magazines and general publications at the time. It was in an MIT publication and issued to anybody who wanted to read it. And this document explores the cryptographic foundations for creating secure, anonymous digital currencies like Bitcoin, and drawing on the existing research, like a researcher named David Schaum's blind signatures, and referencing experts such as a guy named Tatsaki Okamoto.
Okay.
It has gained renewed attention due to perceived parallels with Bitcoin, including the first ever mention in any sort of educational or higher literature documentation of an electronic payment method or electronic coins or an untraceable digital payment. This is the first time, like the NSA, it's not just the first time the NSA has ever described something like this. This was literally the foundation of anonymous digital payments, was this report by the NSA. And while this report wasn't like an exact blueprint for Bitcoin, there were some very questionable similarities, such as the anonymous, untraceable digital cash, which now somehow is traceable. The government has seized a significant amount of cryptocurrency from bad actors and people who own anonymous markets and people who are trying to jute taxes and things like that. But here's the biggest part.
Okay.
This paper references something called a precursor to SHA or SHA-256, which is a technology, an algorithm that the NSA later standardized in 2001. This algorithm called SHA or SHA-256 is what essentially makes Bitcoin mining possible. When someone mines Bitcoin from their Bitcoin mining device, that algorithm is what verifies that that person should be paid for their work in mining. Now, SHA-256 was something developed directly by the NSA, and it's called Secure Hash Algorithm 256-bit. It's a cryptographic hash function developed by the National Security Agency and published by the National Institute of Standards and Technology in 2001. And it's like a sequel to existing secure hash algorithm technology. What this technology is, it's hard to explain, and probably everybody watching this doesn't fucking know what this is. I barely know what it is. I had to do a lot of research to prep for this. It is essentially a technology that can verify digital transactions in an impenetrable way. What it is, to get a little more technical, it takes an input of any sort of data, a file, a string, a transaction, and produces a fixed length 256-bit output called a hash or a digest, which appears as a seemingly random string of 64 hexadecimal characters. The function is designed to be secure, fast, and collision resistant, meaning it's computationally infeasible to find two different inputs that produce the same hash or to reverse engineer the input from the hash. So what that means is basically any information that this algorithm puts out, it's not possible to duplicate it. It's not possible to fake it. That kind of technology is used in Bitcoin. When the Bitcoin is mined, which is how like people process the transactions, they reward people using this algorithm. This algorithm was developed by the NSA. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Now, what really doesn't make sense to me is let's just think about some of the logical, common sense facts. First and foremost, the NSA, a United States a branch of our government, has somehow developed the algorithm that effectively powered Bitcoin, powered the entire format of blockchain technology. The creator of Bitcoin, the supposed Satoshi Nakamoto, has almost $250 billion. Right now he has over $1/10 trillion sitting in a wallet untouched for 15 years now. Now, what really makes me kind of curious about that is, Kyle, what kind of person or entity can afford to not take a single dime out of $135 billion?
Dead person.
Yes, absolutely. And that is a possibility. But if he was already dead, he didn't develop Bitcoin alone, supposedly. So supposedly, he had help somewhere along the way. There was early test transactions sent to other wallets, and the owners of those other wallets, their identities are verified, and none of them have ever identified who Satoshi actually is, right? Everyone who had supposedly been, every individual who, like, the internet decided, oh, this is Satoshi Nakamoto, The news stations showed up to their house and they gave pretty feasible info as to why they're not that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, bigger picture even.
Okay.
Why do you think the current United States administration is pushing for widespread cryptocurrency adoption?
So it goes up in value?
So it goes up in value. That's correct. And they want it to go up in value, presumably because they own a lot of it before they start making it go up in value, correct?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Now, what makes these individuals that are so high power in our country, so high influence, think that we single-handedly can influence and control the value of this currency and help pump it? Because we know that we fucking developed it.
Mm-hmm.
It is our asset. The original wallet of Satoshi Nakamoto, containing over 5% of the total Bitcoin supply, is owned by the NSA, and it's a government asset. And every transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain is observed by the government because the government has created the greatest honeypot they've ever created of all time. Quote unquote, anonymous, untraceable digital currency. And somehow, despite this cryptocurrency being anonymous and untraceable, the government has somehow arrested every single developer of any washing services. There used to be something called Tornado Cash.
Mm-hmm.
It was a service where you would tell this service who you wanted to send your Bitcoin to. So let's say I had $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but I made it illegally, and I wanted to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
If I sent it directly to your wallet, it's displayed publicly on the blockchain, and anyone with enough data on us could see that. A service like Tornado Cash, you send the Bitcoin to them, and they break it up into a bunch of different, like thousands of smaller transactions that all end up in your wallet at the end of the day, and they take a small fee off the top.
Okay.
Effectively, every single one of those services on the public internet, the owners have been arrested and tried in federal court. All of them, even international. Most of these owners are Dutch, and they're arresting these people in the Netherlands and extraditing them to the United States. How are they able to seize these individuals if this blockchain is supposedly digital and anonymous? Because it's not anonymous, we developed it. It's only anonymous to the other countries in the world. The NSA, the CIA, the FBI, every United States agency, they can see every single thing that happens on the Bitcoin blockchain. And that is why I'm telling you today, if you're trying to avoid the feds, maybe you shouldn't buy Bitcoin. That's my conspiracy today, Kyle.
Wow.
What do you think?
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Thank you. Because I really believe this, dude. This is like the most serious I've ever been about a conspiracy. You know?
I'm not a huge crypto guy. I've actually never invested in crypto myself, so I don't feel directly affected, but it makes a lot of sense. It checks out, and that does make me like very curious about what's going on with crypto. You know,
just be a little. Ask some questions, bro. How is Satoshi anonymous? You have 130 bill and you've never cashed a penny?
Yeah.
You either died or you're the feds, and I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Or
I don't think he fucking died.
Or I have also heard tragic stories of people with like fortunes in Bitcoin, but they just like they had it on a hard drive somewhere, or they had it on like
they
a
lose
flash
the wallet,
drive
yes,
and they lost it. So it could also be like that, where it's just a tragedy.
He developed
and
that
he
shit.
lost
There's
it.
no way.
Yeah, that's probably
he made Bitcoin, bro. If
Yeah.
anyone can recover a lost wallet, it's fucking Satoshi, apparently. But maybe not. Maybe not.